Hey everybody, this is Devin bringing you another video. Today I want to talk about one of the key sources of procrastination and something that I think is a pretty critical success factor in beating that. I think a lot of us view success as a mountaintop, and once we're at the top of the mountain, we are then successful. And most people don't think about objectively what would make them successful. You probably don't have like an actual number in your head, or you don't have a result in your head. You kind of maybe have like a vague idea or a sort of a general idea of where you want to be. But I think that the key mistake that a lot of people make in thinking about success is they think of it as a destination. And it's not a destination. Success is something that you have to battle with every single day. And the key point that I want to make in this video is that the most successful people I know and all of the success literature that I have written or read, it's about staying the course and realizing that the obstacles in your life are actually the mark of a person who's attempting to become successful. So we define a successful person by how much money they have. We define a successful person by how famous they are. We define a successful person by how many people like them or how big their Twitter following is or something like that. But I don't think any of these things are actual markers of success when it comes down to it, because there's a lot of people that have a ton of money and have a ton of Twitter followers and have a ton of fame, and they're not happy and they don't feel like they're successful. What really denotes success is that you are taking the fight. What really denotes success is that you're willing to every single day be in the battle and try to be successful. Because real success is not a daily, it's a daily thing. It's not like at the end of the year I'm going to be this successful. It's something that has a fight to it. When you wake up in the morning, you have that choice where I'm going to have a day that is productive and that fulfills me, or I'm not, and I'm gonna do something else all day that doesn't fulfill me and doesn't make me happy. But that choice to be successful, that's something that you have at the beginning of every single day. It's not something that is a destination where like you're one day gonna wake up and be a successful person and do all of the right things. It's a set of practices that leads you to that. Every time that you eat a good meal that's nutritious and healthy for you, every time that you meditate, every time that you read a book, every time that you fill your mind with something that gives you useful information or makes you want to act or gets you motivated, those are things you're doing to feed into you becoming a successful person. The act of doing those things is the mark of a successful person. I don't know anybody that's there. I'm not there. I run a company and I've got a lot of things that I think are great that are going for me. I can't tell you how every single day I have a struggle with trying to work to become a successful version of myself as I see it. And maybe other people perceive me as successful, and there's other people that don't perceive me as successful, but that doesn't matter. The only thing that marks me as a successful person is the fact that I'm fighting for it. I'm fighting for it every day. So you may think that you're not where you want to be, and it may be so far away from where you think you should be. Like, gosh, I'm not even started, right? I've got all these things that I want to try, all these things that I want to do. My parents want me to be this. I want to be this, and I'm just not there. But you're marking yourself by this end destination. You're marking yourself by this end goal that's never real, because you're never going to actually be there. The only time you're actually there is when you're fighting to be there. The mark of a successful person is the actual act of that fight. And when you're struggling, you got to remember that that journey is you being a successful person in that moment. Because the only time that you are not successful is when you've given up the fight. When you opt to do those lazy things, or when you opt to not be at your best and try to be at your best, that is when you're failing. That is when you're not successful. That's a loser. A loser is a person who is not trying to overcome their obstacles and who is not trying to be a better version of themselves. And society is never, and people are never going to look at you like a bad person if you're trying and failing. But we're so afraid of failing, and we're so afraid of this idea of success that I think that like half of us are afraid of the actual failure, and the other half of us are afraid of success, so we wouldn't know what to do if we had it. We wouldn't know what to do if we got it. We wouldn't know what to do if we even had that end goal. It'd be like, now what? How do I fulfill myself? And that reminds me of a story. that a lot of the astronauts that first went to the moon, when they came back to Earth, they had all of these problems with alcoholism, and they didn't know what to do. I'm pretty sure that it was a few of them that had this issue, not every single one. But it's really interesting because what happened to them is essentially like they achieved the thing that was the most successful that they could imagine. They got to their end goal, and when they got back, they didn't know what to do. So I think that a lot of us, like, we're afraid of what happens if we actually make it. And I think the key to that problem, again, is this idea of you are on the road, so you are in the fight, and that is what defines you as a successful person. Don't define yourself by the person you are today, and don't define yourself by the person you're going to be. Instead, define yourself by the person you are becoming every single day. And remember that the journey is the destination, and the obstacle is the way. Thank you very much for watching this video, and I'm looking forward to seeing you again next time. If you liked this video, please leave a comment about your journey, about your obstacles and your success. I'd love to hear from it. I read every single one. I'm looking forward to seeing you tomorrow for a new video.